Who will the Houston Rockets take in the NBA draft? That is the question. This is part of our NBA lottery series on the Sleepers Media YouTube channel. We are breaking this down for every single team in the NBA lottery. I'm Greg Waddell. I'm with Carter Elliott. We are Sleepers Media, and we have our NBA draft expert, Nima himself, here to explain to us why we're stupid pick by pick. Now, the Rockets are your team, Nima. So I'm going to need you to be a little bit unbiased here, just a tiny little bit. I know it's hard. When we did our Pistons video, it was incredibly difficult to do so. But I know you're an expert, so I trust that you'll take us through this. Look, there's a chance at 3, weird shit could happen. There's a chance the guys we think are going to go 1, 2, Jabari Smith and Chet Holmgren could become available either by a trade or because they dropped to 3. But everyone expects that won't happen, and I assume that would mean Paolo Banchero is going to Houston at 3, correct?
It should. Yeah, Paolo, future Rocket, Pacific Northwest Rockets happening with Kevin Porter Jr., probably like Tari Eason at 17, Seattle Rockets. No, man, like Paolo, in my opinion, is the number 1 player in the draft. I think he is the complete package. I think he's the most versatile player. He looks like he's slimmed down a little bit. Carter's yawning because he's obsessed with white dudes. I think he fits in with what's happening in Houston right now. I think him and Jalen Green gives you an insane duo moving forward. I'm not crazy about the fit with him and Şengün, but you don't not pick Paolo because you have Şengün on roster. And I think that Paolo fits better next to Green moving forward in general. I think that, like I said, he's the number 1 player in this class. If he's available at 3, the Rockets should be sending in the pick within 20 seconds.
How many weeks would it take if the Rockets do get Paolo Banchero for Jalen Green to convince Paolo to start painting his fingernails? 3 weeks?
Oh, it's happening by Summer League.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Car, I don't mean to just like prevent you from getting the rock here. I promise we're going to get to you for your Paolo takes very quickly. But like, here's my thing with Paolo. If because I think there's a world where he is the best player in this draft. I would not be surprised by that at all. For the early portion of the college season, it seemed like he impressed everyone the most quickly of the 3 freshmen. And it was like, oh shit, he's very clearly the best of these 3. And then that sort of waned as the season went on. And then Duke didn't really win anything important. And then they lost the 2 big games to North Carolina. And I guess my question is just like, if we do feel strongly that Paolo's going to be the best pro and is the best player right now and in the future, why hasn't NBA teams at the top of this draft come to that consensus? Because I've heard a lot of people be like, Paolo could easily be the best, and he's just going to be very available at 3.
Is it my turn to get my time?
Sure.
Thank you, Gregory. I actually came with a different stance than I think what you might have said. Now, I said a couple things about Paolo Banchero. Let me just get those out there right now. I think that he is the second best prospect in this class. With saying that, Chet and Jabari are 1A, 1B. And then you got Paolo at 2.
That's not how counting works.
Wait, so Paolo would be 3 then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're off to a rocky start. That's okay though, because I got plenty of time to make this up. My stance on Paolo was that I thought that he was honestly a worse shooter than the stats show. Like he actually shot like 34% from 3. Like that's not terrible. I thought he was like super low 30s, like high like 20s maybe. So it's really not that bad. But to me, a lot of his buckets in the games that I watched were all like him overpowering and just being like a man child. And I just don't see that happening at the next level. And he's also absolute food defensively. Like next year at Rockets games, bet every over that you can find if you're going to roll out KPJ, Jalen Green, Şengün, and Paolo. Like, and who's the 3 on that team? Jason Tate?
KJ Martin.
Like, that team's not stopping anybody. But I mean, maybe you don't want to stop.
Maybe whoever we pick at 17, maybe Marjan, maybe Target.
That's true. What I will say is that
I think either of them start.
I'm giving Paolo more credit. Like I use the words, bruschetta, Montrezl Harrell, fettuccine Alfredo, Cristiano Felicio. for all my Bulls fans out there. I said some pretty disrespectful things. Do I kind of stand by them? Maybe. You know,
you've been comparing him to centers though. Like he's pretty decisively not a center though, right?
And he was a 3 like the majority of his life, and then he put on 20 pounds to go to Duke, and it looks like he's lost a good amount of those 20 pounds back. Like he was kind of bullying and overpowering, but that's because he like got fat. Like he did what you did after you left Albion.
3 teams in, that's the second. All right, so he's Jeff Green without the heart surgery and without the Uber app.
He's Jeff Green with more weed.
That's what you wanted, 3.
Weed, because
that's what you wanted, 3.
Yeah.
Ugh, gross.
Jeff Green would have been fantastic if injuries and heart concerns.
That's true.
So my fear with Paolo is that of these 3, this goes against him being the most NBA ready of the 3, and I get why people say he's the most NBA ready of the 3, but he's the one that I feel like I have the worst idea of what he'll be in the league. Like I can look at Jabari Smith and be like, there's no question that guy's going to be a 40% shooter who's 6'10", and whether he's a superstar or not, he's a long time rotation guy. Chet, no question. He's a 7-foot big who, if his body holds, he's a great rim protector and an elite shooter for a big. Paolo, I have no idea. If the shot doesn't translate, what is he? Does he have to be a point forward? Like, is he Blake Griffin without the hops? Like, I don't know.
Everybody needs 6'9" wings who can get to the rim.
Are we sure he can do that in the league, though?
I think he can. Yeah, and I think the good thing about Houston is you have a lot of opportunity to mess up because we're tanking for Wemby. I know the defense sucks for Paolo as well, but when Wembanyama comes in, that's going to be like an absolute. It's going to be fine.
Can I say one more hit against Paolo real quick? I don't want to cut you off, but I also want to say that people have pointed out like he has like a little bit of passing ability. I literally think he would have averaged 0 assists if he didn't have someone who was 8'5" in the middle and Mark Williams that you could just throw lobs to all the time.
Yeah, he was taking out the shooters. Come on now.
Shooter where? Jeremy Roach?
AJ Griffin.
AJ Griffin was splashing it, but
Joey Baker, future.
No, I'm back. I don't care about the numbers. Paolo stinks, dog. Straight up. Paolo stinks.
All right, so Nima, you're the GM of the Rockets, and
the
Detroit Pistons call you, and Paolo Banchero is available at 3. What do you need from Detroit to pull the trigger 100% no-brainer?
I'm a little higher on Sadiq Bey than most Rockets fans. I offered this a couple of days ago. I said, what if we did 3 and Tate for 5 and Bey? And a lot of people on the Pistons side said no. A lot of people on the Rockets side said no. I think that is a bad deal for both teams, and that's why I think it is a possible one. Because like we said, the Rockets have absolutely nobody at 3. And I think this is more of a case of like Paolo isn't there at 3, and maybe you don't like Jabari, or you just would rather trade back and pick somebody at 5. You're more comfortable with somebody at 5. I think that if you were to get Sadiq Bey, and 5 as well, and then like 3 and just one of our young pieces that we don't really care about that maybe Detroit can do something with and toss away another day. I think that would be probably the deal, but honestly I don't want to deal with Detroit at all, just because I want y'all to suffer. So
yeah, we don't want to deal with y'all either.
Killian plus 5 plus your pick.
Where's Killian going? China?
Well, yes, but Killian plus 5 plus your pick of Bagley Stewart is an immediate hang up.
How about we trade Killian to Rio Grande Valley, and we said y'all like
we'll take Queen.
Khalil Whitney.
Give us Queen.
We'll take Khalil Whitney.
Honestly, what are those little like a quadrilateral shaped crackers you put in soup? What are those called?
Oyster crackers?
Just give me one pack of oyster crackers for Killian.
No, it's oyster crackers.
Oyster crackers are like hexagon, octagon.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I said quadrilateral. I don't know why I said quadrilateral.
Square.
What the hell is a quadrilateral?
Just
squares, 4 sides, quad.
Fine. One and a half packets of oyster crackers for Killian. It's a done deal.
We're 3 episodes in. We're making fun of Carter twice for Albion, and Carter's done math poorly twice.
It's very on brand. Okay.
Chicken.
Last thing at 3. Are you tempted to get creative instead of Paolo? Are you tempted to look at Jaden Ivey or?
I'd trade it. I'd rather just trade it. Yeah, because I think if you're gonna get crazy and creative, like somebody else would probably want Paolo, so you might as well trade the pick. And I think 4, and we'll get to 4, but I think 4 is just kind of like a weird scenario because Sacramento. I think you can move past that one. They'll probably fuck that up. I don't know if I can curse on here, but you know, it's all right, cool. They're gonna fuck it up. And then so I think at the very minimum you trade back to 5. And or maybe even 6, and if there's just somebody else there you like. But no, I think you either pick at 3 or you trade it. Or you pick like one of the top 3, whoever's left of the top 3, or you trade it.
Carter, final question. Character concerns with Paolo, a huge deal, obviously, after his ordeal in Durham. Do you want to speak to those at all?
Honestly, I think he showed a lot of resolve, making sure that he had a white guy to take the fall for him. That was Coach K's grandson. That's a good pickup.
Honestly, that might be the biggest reason I'm in on Paolo. If Coach K was willing to risk his family legacy in his final season for that, there's probably not.
Jason Tatum? Is he doing that with Jason Tatum?
No, I think it'd be like Grant Hill, Shane Battier, maybe Carlos Boozer. That's it. I don't know. But man, they've had a lot of light skinned hoopers at Duke, have they not?
Brother.
Carter, did you get an offer from Duke?
Man, I would never. Actually, yeah, I would. Who am I kidding?
You absolutely would. All right. So who we would take, given that Chet and Jabari are gone, all 3 of us would take Paolo Banchero, I assume.
Paolo.
Carter, would you take somebody else?
No, I take Paolo.
Okay, and we think they will all take Paolo as well. This is boring. We got to get spicy on these. One
Kings
question
are coming up.
Kings are coming up.
Quickly, Nehemiah, I forgot to ask this: if Chet falls,
take him. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm pretty anti-white boy, but we can have one. Somebody to talk to.
You heard it here first. Houston. You heard it here first.